Ahoy mateys, this is BrickBeard here again with another LEGO review, and today I'm taking it back to basics a bit to LEGO City, where it starts for a lot of people with collecting and building LEGO, and specifically I'm taking a look at the service station from the City line. So let's see if this set has as much to offer as the box indicates it does. Here it is when everything is built. So let's start with a bit of information like we always do. This is set 60257, the service station of the City line. This released in 2020 and it comes with 354 pieces. It retailed for $50, 50 euros, which comes down to 14 cents per piece. That is very expensive for City sets, which is usually a non-branded theme of LEGO. Usually the prices are a lot lower, $50, 50 euros for a set like this of a bit over 350 pieces. It's very expensive. So is it worth it? Is there something so unique about the set that makes it $50 worth? That's what we're trying to find out here. This was designed by Corvin Stichert. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. He only designed some City, Speed Champions and Ideas set. So it seems like he is pretty new to the game or really sticks to one specific theme. Since there is some loose elements here, so we have two cars, one little truck and one SUV car, the gas station itself and a gas pump with a little sign next to it. Everything is divided into separate instruction manuals. So we have the first one focusing on the SUV, the second one focusing on the van, the third one on the gas station, and the fourth one on the gas pump itself. I personally never really understood why they separate everything in separate instruction manuals, which they do often for City sets, especially for the bigger ones. I personally think it would have been just as fine to just put it into one manual and list everything there. I don't really get the upside of having 4 different instruction manuals. But on the other hand, it makes it quite easy to follow all the building steps. So I guess since this might be aimed at a bit of a younger audience mostly, it makes sense. About the set itself, you can clearly see that they had in mind that they wanted to fuse some more classic builds like the van we have on this side with some modern builds, because this SUV is clearly listed as an electric vehicle. We also have an electric charging point next to the gas station, being charged by solar panels on top here. So we have the traditional form of gas that most of us still have in our cars, and then we have the electric variety on the side here with this little SUV. But before I go any further about all of this, let's take a look at the minifigures. There are 4 in total here. Let's see how they match up compared to other LEGO sets. The first minifigure we have here is an adult lady, and she comes with this leg piece in this nice light bluish color and a pink top on top of it with a small strip of a white shirt being seen under the blouse and a very minimalistic print on the back of that torso. Then her headpiece is a pretty common one, a normal female expression with a small smirk on one side, but the other side has some flashy pink glasses with a bigger smile on her face. And for the headpiece we have this blonde piece with short hair but some bangs on one side of the face, and it looks pretty modern. And as an accessory in her car she also comes with a small Chihuahua dog next to her. This minifigure looks okay, but it's a bit basic, but that doesn't take away from it being an okay minifigure. The second minifigure is an adult male, and he belongs to the van, the more surfer / hippie van that we get with it. And he consists of the normal size legs in the beige color with a blue Hawaiian printed shirt on his torso and a white shirt under it. And it looks like he has a bit of a belly, seeing by the stripes on the white shirt. And then for the headpiece he has a stubbled beard with a big smile on one side, and on the other side the same stubbled beard but with a small smirk on on his face. And he comes with medium length black hair, and he really fits well with the whole surfer vibe that the van and these characters are going for. Then the third minifigure is the second character that belongs to this van, and it's the surfer girl. She has normal sized blue legs with a torso with just yellow arms and a green sweater with some strings on the front of it. And on the back of the torso she has a small hoodie. Her face is printed on two sides. On one side she does look a bit mean-spirited with her eyebrows down and a bit of a smirk on her face. And on the other side she is winking with her mouth to one side and a big smile. And on top of that we have a hairpiece in dark black with a very long ponytail and bangs on the front. This is a pretty nice minifigure, although again not too out of the ordinary and not as recognizable as being a surfer as her male counterpart. And the last minifigure is the service station employee. He comes with dark blue legs, and his torso is printed with a lot of little details. There is an Octan employee logo on the front and a big one on the back, and then a small pocket in his blouse with a pen and a piece of paper. His face is only printed on one side, probably because he doesn't have a hairpiece but he wears a hat, so the back of the face is always visible. His face has a brown goatee with a smile under it, and then a dark blue hat, a baseball cap on his head. Apart from the torso print, these pieces are all very common, so we all seen them before, but it doesn't mean this minifigure doesn't fit the set well, because he is clearly dressed and ready to work at the service station. Those are all the minifigures this set comes with. So 4 of them, and 2 belonging to the surfer van, 1 belonging to the electric SUV, and 1 at the service station. That seems like the proper amount this set would go for. There's enough minifigures to play around with, and the minifigures that we do have, although there's not a lot of unique elements in there, they do serve their purpose. They look pretty okay for the role that is assigned to them in this set, but not very extraordinary, and I'm gonna rate the minifigure selection a 6 out of 10. The building experience of this set, for me it is a bit of a shame that everything consists of these loose elements. I always prefer having the sets more condensed in like bigger builds and not all these loose elements that city sets tend to have often. And this one is no exception. So the building experience, it's made very easy by having, first of all, 4 different instruction manuals with 4 separate elements. And the elements that we get, apart from the 2 cars, which have some interesting stuff going on, the whole service station is very, very basic in its build. And I'm not that big of a fan of it, so I'm only going to give the building experience a 6 out of 10. Playability, it's decent. You have some minifigures, you have some cars to play around with, you have the service station and an electric recharging point, but there's no really movable stuff going on, except for the cars, of course. You can take the roofs off, put the minifigures in there, and that's about it. But still pretty decent for a set this size. So for playability, I'm going to rate that a 7 out of 10. Now for display value, as I said before, that it is for me really a shame that it consists of all these separate elements. The cars on their own look really good, and I think they will fit in any village city setting really well. The gas station, on the other hand, it's just a bit barren. If you look at the back of this, you can clearly see that it's way too open. There is nothing covering the roof or anything like that. It's open on 2 sides, so it's a very inconsistent build. And the stuff that is going on here, it's really not that interesting. The gas station itself, the pump itself, looks pretty okay with some stickers on there, but just a very symmetrical build with like a mirrored image to both sides. Looks okay, but not really that spectacular. So the only really thing that saves this set is the cars. The cars look pretty nice. The surfer van is cool. The electric SUV looks pretty good, but the gas station, it's really not worth your while, and that is why I'm rating display value only a 4 out of 10. I was very disappointed with this in display value, especially since the box art makes it seem like this set has much more meat to it, to put it like that. And actually, once you build it, you see that it's very open and not really that interesting to build. So I will stick with the 4 out of 10 for the display value. The parts of this set, there is nothing really unique going on, not very exciting stuff. We have some colors that you don't see too often, for instance in the surfer van, and some small elements that are a bit more rare to get, but nothing out of the ordinary. And so the part selection is also not really that good. And on the other hand, because you don't get a huge amount of bricks, it's really hard to make this into something else if you would like to. So the part selection is also not too good, with only a 5 out of 10 for me. And then the value for money at $50, 50 euros for 354 pieces. It's very expensive, especially for a city set. And I think it's absolutely not worth that money. If you can get this for a nice discount, you might think about it just for the cars. The cars are super nice that we get here. But for the rest of the set, it's really not worth your while, especially not for the amount of money that they're asking for it. $50, 50 euros is just too expensive for a set like this. So I can only rate this a 4 out of 10 on value for money, which comes down to an overall rating of a 5 out of 10. That is really not a good score. It's like not even on average, it's absolutely below it. I was actually pretty excited with the box art that it looks like it has a lot of content in it, but actually once you build it, there is not a lot that is left over. Everything is in separate parts, nothing really connected. It doesn't feel like a nice complete build, except for the cars again. So I think a 5 out of 10 for this set is actually, yeah, this is what it deserves. It shouldn't deserve anything higher, and I was pretty disappointed by that. But again, like I said, if you manage to get this for a nice deal, I also didn't pay the full price for this. I got it on a discount. I think for me it was like 30 euros, which makes it a bit more interesting. But the only thing that is going to be really useful in a display piece are going to be the 2 cars. The rest of the set, I don't think it will even make it into the display area, because it's just not nice enough to display it like that. And that's it for this set and for this video. Thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate it like always. And especially if you would like this video, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you stay updated on everything that's going on. And of course, subscribe to my channel if you didn't already do so. That's it for today. I will see you guys in the next video.